Look. Alright, this says I'm live. Dee doop, beep boop boop boop. What is up, mother flowers? It's me again, it's back. I'm back at it one more time. It's Steve. I'm live here. SmackDown Live review, November 28, 2017. Overall, I'll be very honest with you guys. I know a lot of you out there are programmed to just like SmackDown Live, no matter what they give you on the plate. Okay, I get it. SmackDown Live can give you shit on a plate, and for a lot of you still, it's, oh, but SmackDown is still the A show. I still bleed blue, motherflower, screw you. I guarantee there's a lot of you out there that are on that SmackDown Live bandwagon and are just accepting the shit that they're giving you and are going to tune in next week and week after week and just accept what they give you and act like it's the most amazing thing in the world. I'll be honest. I was going into this SmackDown Live thinking, okay, there's a pay-per-view coming up. They should at least try to hype up the pay-per-view, get me invested into watching Clash of Champions or Clash of the Champions, whatever the fuck they want to call it nowadays. And I'll be very honest, tonight's SmackDown Live was just completely, utterly boring. I just literally had no joy in watching it. You know, it's just one of those things where, again, it's a shame because, again, like I'm telling you guys, there's a pay-per-view coming up, and they fail to get me excited about the pay-per-view, where we find out the debut or the new faction name of the three women between Ruby Riot, which, by the way, they added her new name now. Now there's an extra T in Riot. Sarah Logan and Mandy and Liv Morgan. I almost said Mandy Rose. I don't know why. Mojo Rawley turned heel like no one really cared. And from what it looks like, the Ascension are no more. And I'll get into that in just a little bit. And the main event, we saw Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton in an ODQ match, where the rating here is so confusing, where apparently the stipulation, again, is just so head-scratcher. But we'll get into just a little bit. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button down below. Give this video or stream a big old thumbs up and share it through our entire social media. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven, where I tweet throughout most of these shows and whatnot. Alright, so the show kicked off with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. Daniel Bryan apparently was supposed to fire Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn last week per Shane McMahon, and apparently Bryan didn't do that, and Shane wanted to know why, what was going on. And Bryan goes on to say, hey, listen, the reason why he didn't fire them, because he knows that, hey, if he were to fire them, that both Bryan and Owens, both Owens and Singh would go over to Raw, right, and just take their talents over there. And it looked like Shane wanted that, but again, just Daniel Bryan convincing Shane to not fire Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, how they are still, good talents, how, they belong on SmackDown Live. And if you just want Bryan to fire people, be a yes man, then he's not suitable for the job as the general manager. But if you want someone to keep an eye out on talent and who can deliver in the ring, what have you, and to make SmackDown Live, I guess, the show, then Bryan is for the job. But with all that being said, Shane goes, fine, you know what, maybe you're right. Maybe I did go a little overboard, but I do applaud you for making the match for tonight's main event between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. But the match will now be a no disqualification match where, again, anything goes, right? But the stipulation is that the paperboy in Sami Zayn is not allowed at ringside. Keep this in mind. It's a no DQ match. Anything goes, but Sami Zayn is not allowed at ringside. Just the head scratcher and all that. It's just it's just such a head scratcher. I'm telling you, it's just like, what the fuck, But that's the main event of tonight's SmackDown Live. And just when you hear that, it's like, okay, you just know what's to come. Like, whatever. We then get the New Day versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. The Usos were at ringside. So before the match took place, Big E pulled pancakes and plates out of his ass and gave it to the Usos, what have you. The match, for what it was okay. Nothing really big here. I'm kind of confused why the New Day got the win, because the vibe I got, okay, that after Hell in a Cell, or after their Hell in a Cell match from between the Usos and the New Day for the tag title, which was supposed to be their last match, that okay, that's it. They can't face each other never again. The New Day will not get a tag team title shot as long as the Usos are the tag team champions. That's the vibe I got. But when it looks like the New Day are up in the mix again, they probably will get their title shot. I'll be honest, if it was up to me, at Clash of Champions, I would do a 3-way. I would do the New Day versus the Usos versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. Because at least with that, you throw a monkey wrench in there. You just don't want to do the same shit that you've done for a while between the New Day and the Usos. Even though, yes, they will probably steal the show all you want. It goes back to what I said, last night on my Raw review. When you have Cesaro and Rollins every single Monday night in the ring, it's good all you want, but I keep seeing it and seeing it. It's like, I want something different, So hopefully they do go on with that. Guys, give me your thoughts on that. Do you want to see a 3-way for the SmackDown tag team title between the New Day versus the Usos versus American Alpha, or the World Greatest Tag Team 2.0, whatever you want to call them, between Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable? We then get the Bulgin brothers, or literally Luke Harper and Eric Rowan versus the Hype Bros. This match was a squash, literally like in just 30 seconds, and they pinned Zack Ryder. And they also took out Mojo Rawley. Then after this, there's like a post-match interview in the ring, and Ryder's like talking about, hey, listen, we need to make a change. Literally the whole landscape has changed, and we need to just make something different, something happen. And while he was speaking, Mojo Rawley attacks Zack Ryder. So Mojo Rawley turned heel. He goes in to attack Zack Ryder and just screams out that the Hype Bros are no more. I'll be honest, it's cool to see see this all you want. I get it. They want to hype up, or they want to just, build up the young talent. Someone that, has a look of a heel if you want, all you want. But I'll be honest, if it was up to me, I would have had Zack Ryder turn heel. You could tell over the week that Zack Ryder was frustrated. And I just thought, hey, if anyone would have turned heel, it would have been Zack Ryder, not Mojo Rawley. Because in a way, I feel like there's money in Rawley also as a babyface. But again, honestly, do I want to see a feud now between Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder? Hell no. I don't want to see that by no means at all. But knowing them, all this screams out to me is pre-show. Just utter pre-show, in my honest opinion. We find out the new name of the new women's faction on SmackDown Live, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. Apparently, they're going by the name of the RIOTT Squad. It's RIOTT Squad. I'll be honest, I know there's a lot of people out there like, oh, what a terrible name. Oh, you want? I mean, have you guys saw Monday on Raw when they named Paige's group Absolution? I feel like RIOTT Squad is something that a group of friends would name their Call of Duty team. I don't know, RIOTT Squad. I don't know. Something like that. That's the vibe I get. I'm going to see where they go with this. At the same time, it does scream what they're doing on Raw 2.0. But I guess I wouldn't be surprised, I don't know. So apparently because of all this too, there was a 6-person, tag match. It was the RIOTT Squad, of course, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan versus Charlotte, Natalya, and Naomi. Somewhere in this match, Natalya walked away. I feel like I saw this on Monday with Alexa Bliss walking away. And literally it was a 3-on-2 match. And then they literally took out Naomi with the ring steps. And it was literally Charlotte trying to fight all three women by herself to no avail. Ruby Riott ended up getting the pinfall on Charlotte. So in essence, this tells me that, hey, Ruby Riott is next in line for the SmackDown Women's title. Do I see her winning the championship right now? I don't know. It would be weird to see it happen, but by logic now, Ruby Riott is next in line. So I would not be surprised at Clash of Champions you end up doing Ruby Riott versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's title. I'll say this, with the match for what it was just there to me. Nothing really special other than, again, them taking out Naomi with the steel steps. Okay? But that was that, of course. We get AJ Styles in a handicap match against the Singh Bros. So before the match, Jinder Mahal came out and they literally attacked AJ Styles. So I'm talking about Jinder Mahal and the Singh Bros. They attacked AJ Styles and they literally made it seem like, oh my God, AJ's in trouble here. He has a handicap match against the Singh Bros. And during the match itself, it seemed like the Singh Bros were having their way, just completely having their way with AJ Styles, the WWE Champion. Jinder Mahal is at ringside all smiling and laughing because he knows he's getting the momentum at Clash of Champions. But out of nowhere, AJ Styles turned it around, hit the Styles Clash on the second rope on one of the Singh brothers, and got the pinfall win. And Mahal also went to attack, but AJ left the ring. This is the only match I guess they were hyping up in some way, some shape or form. And I'll be honest, I said this a while back and I'll say it here as well. A part of me honestly believes that Jinder Mahal will end up walking out a Clash of Champions as a two-time WWE champion. I don't want to see it happen, but I would not be surprised. I really would not be surprised. Because that's WWE for you in their logic of ways. Backstage, we also had Bobby Roode talking about Baron Corbin, how apparently in the Lumberjack match, Baron Corbin struck Bobby Roode, and there was a confrontation backstage during this whole interview between Baron Corbin and Bobby Roode, where Bobby Roode pretty much challenged Baron Corbin for the U.S. title. So you know where this is going in some way now. I would assume at Clash of Champions, we do end up seeing Bobby Roode and Baron Corbin. It should be a good match all you want, but honestly, I don't see Baron Corbin dropping the belt to Bobby Roode right away. I just don't see it happening. And I'll be honest, I said it before and I'll say it again. I really wish they made Bobby Roode a heel. I know I said for a while that I was going to do a video how I would rebook Bobby Roode's main roster run. Fuck it, you know what? I'll do it here. I'll just talk about it right here. The way I would have done it is simple. You would have brought in Bobby Roode as the current NXT champ. I would have had him come to the main roster as NXT champion. So that would have meant that Bobby Roode would have beat McIntyre at TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Okay? You would have had both Daniel Bryan and Kurt Angle fighting for the services of Bobby Roode, who is currently, again, the NXT champion at the time, right? So Bobby's going on both shows, what have you. And he obviously also is having matches on both shows. And again, he's his heel. He's, again, the guy where the money's at, what have you. And you bring him in like that to eventually, he ends up going on SmackDown Live and eventually drops the belt. But again, the notion is I would have brought him in as a heel, as a SmackDown, as not the SmackDown, I'm about to say the SmackDown champ, but as the NXT champion, going to both shows where both GMs are going out of their way to sign this guy. That's how you would have brought him in, not as a babyface out of nowhere with no explanation at all. But that's just me, of course, guys. If you guys have another idea how you would have booked Bobby Roode, drop me a comment down below. If not, on Twitter at HeelSteven. We also get a latest Fashion Files. It was Breezango, Tyler Breeze, and freaking Fandango with the Ascension of Connor and Victor. They're like in the shower somewhere in the locker room, and they did a whole parody of Saw where a tablet was literally just chilling there. And they talked about how they have like 60 seconds to escape, and there's a key, they have to destroy something, and if not, gas would come in, they will all die from gas or something like that, right? It was corny, yes. So they end up attacking or beating up a horse head that they had a while back, like many moons ago, right? And they find a key, and you see Fandango and Tyler Breeze escaping from all of it. They escape, and from all this as well, right? You see, them escaping, and you see the Ascension go like, "Oh, save yourselves, don't worry about us." And you see them leaving, and you think, okay, Fandango comes back, and like I think it was Victor, like, "Oh, you came back for us, thank you." And no, he just left to pick up his hat and just left away. So you see the Ascension pretty much die out to the gas. So see, and I'll be honest, when I see all this, right, I think this is a way to write them off TV. I'll be honest with you. I think, honestly, they're getting released. I think this is their future endeavor, and it makes a lot of sense because why would you have another tag team like them when right now on the main roster on SmackDown Live, you have the Belgian brothers. You have Luke Harper and Eric Rowan that are in some ways something similar to them, to the Ascension that is, but more on a serious note. So why have two teams that are similar to each other on the same brand? It's not like it's not like the Ascension are gonna go to Raw anyway. And honestly, I guess like I said before, I think they're getting released. It is a shame, missed opportunities, waste of talent, waste of just again potential that they had from what they were in NXT. But we'll see where this goes. I could be wrong here, but I would not be surprised if they end up getting released, future endeavored. I guarantee you, by sometime December, you'll hear breaking news, they got released. I guarantee you. I can hear myself too. Awesome, I can hear myself. But yeah, guys, give me thoughts on that as well. Do you guys see that happening too? Let me know in the comment threads. And then we get the closing segment of the show, the main event of the evening. We get Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. No disqualification. I thought this match was okay for what it was. They were fighting literally in the ringside area, outside the ring. There was weapons involved. There was a kendo stick, I think, also involved. And it seemed like Orton was going to have the win, right? He was about to win this whole thing. And Kevin Owens literally goes out of the ring. He goes into the crowd, right? So you see Orton just chasing after Kevin Owens, right? And they're by the entrance area. And out comes Sami Zayn with a steel chair. Keep this in mind. The stipulation of this match was Sami Zayn was banned from ringside. That was the stipulation. Literally. But it's one of those things where, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, so he's banned from ringside, but he shows up anyway. But at the same time, it's a no disqualification channel. I mean, it's a no disqualification match, if you will. It doesn't make sense to me, but it's like, it just didn't make sense at all. So Sami Zayn comes out, hits Orton with a steel chair on the leg. It helps Owens to attack, Randy Orton. And Orton gets Owens back into the ring, right? And it seems like, okay, Orton about to get the win, which would, again, not make sense because, again, you had Sami Zayn come out, try to help Kevin Owens, where Owens eventually hits Orton in the leg, where Zayn hit him with a chair, and then hit the super kick for the 1-2-3. So Kevin Owens gets the win. He beats Randy Orton. And again, a match that made no sense at all. Okay, it's no disqualification. But Sami Zayn is banned from ringside, but he'll come out anyway. I just don't understand the rating here. It's a shame. It's really been, in my opinion, thus far, a boring week in WWE. Raw was boring. In my opinion, SmackDown Live was boring as hell, but I know a lot of you out there that are on that whole I bleed blue BS are gonna act like this show was amazing. Because again, SmackDown Live for a lot of you people is the A show. I said it before and I'll say it again. SmackDown Live always was, always will be the bitch of the WWE. Whether you all like to admit that or not. Okay? It's my opinion, of course. I'm entitled to it. But hey, listen, if you enjoy SmackDown Live, I just want you to go to the mirror and look yourself in the mirror and just ask yourself, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Okay? But again, guys, give me your thoughts down below in the comment threads of this video, of this /stream. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. I will try to do an NXT review tomorrow. I'm going to try to. Also, before I wrap this, I want to give a big shout out to the homie himself, Salrex Gaming, for the awesome layout that you see here. If you are a YouTuber or a podcaster out there and you want awesome layouts done for your YouTube channel, for your podcast, what have you, right? Logos, layouts, pictures. Hit him up on Twitter at Salrex Gaming. He does amazing work. All right. He not only done work for myself, but he's done work for a lot of other YouTubers and podcasters out, such as OKFabe, my good buddy Connor, Saul Monster from the Saul Monster Sounds Off, an awesome wrestling podcast to listen to. Joe Cronin of the Joe Cronin Show, Dadass Podcast, Foul Mouse Network, just to name a few that he's done layouts and work for. So again, if you want awesome layouts, go hit him up. He will work with you. Believe me, okay? That's at Salrex Gaming on Twitter. I have a link to his Twitter handle down in the description box of this video. And that's all I gotta say here, guys. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, y'all, it's me. It's Steve. It is wrestling and whatever. Peace out, y'all.